So today we are going to be working on setting up groups and classes um, within church windows. Um, and that all that takes place within the membership side of the database. So when you open up church windows, we go into membership, and then there's a couple different places you can go um, to set up your groups and classes. Um, the um, the quickest way is just with on the home screen of membership, you click on attendance and then set up groups classes. And this will take you to the screen where you can set up or you can add classes um, and you can set up the hierarchy of them and things of that nature. So the sample data I have here and the like when you first like when you the very first time you use church windows, it comes with a couple of divisions set up: classes, committees, musical groups. The sample data adds fellowship groups. Um, the the way groups and classes are set up in church windows are in a hierarchical structure where essentially you have divisions, and then within divisions you have departments, and within departments you have categories, and then you can have your individual groups and classes spread throughout all those. You don't have to use departments and categories. Um, Depending on how many classes you have, you may want to set them up, and we'll show you how to do that today. So let me just, for example, expand the classes section. So click on the little plus sign. Then this will show you all the classes, groups and classes we have set up in this. Um, so these first couple are Sunday school. You have some other like study classes and things like that. So say you want um, to group all of your Sunday school classes together, um, just so they're separate. They're separated out from your other classes you have. Um, to do that, when you're within the pre-set up classes division, you go down here to the bottom and click on Add Department, and it brings up this little window that says Enter New Department Name. Um, I'll just call it Sunday School, and then click Add and close out. And as you can see, it added a um, new folder called Sunday School. And what you can do then is you can click and drag existing classes into it. So all your different Sunday school classes you can add over. Um, and then you can also you can create new classes on this screen as well. So say I want I don't know, a kindergarten Sunday school. So I can click this Add Groups Classes down at the bottom, and then the code and description are up to you. The more descriptive and the more it makes sense, like you can tell by just looking at it, the better. But if you guys have your own system, you can use that too. For code, I'll just do KS S for kindergarten Sunday school, and then the description I'll do the um, so click add, and then you can see it is added over here. Then click close. Right. And then say this is more helpful if you have many classes or groups. But say you want to break it up even beyond just having Sunday school. Say you want to separate the elementary school kids from, middle school and high school and everybody else. So with Sunday school selected, if you click Add Category, this is where you can add a second level of separation. So I can call this, say, like elementary, click Add, and then say middle and high school. So I added elementary, middle school, and high school, and then I can, again, drag those, over. And then you have, within Sunday school, you have elementary and the other schools separated out. And then you click save. Whenever you make enough changes, just click save, just to make sure nothing happens while you're in here. Each group and class you create, you have the option of whether or not you want to track attendance for it, and to show on the advanced groups classes screen, and to set up any additional information. So, most Sunday school classes, things like that, I would imagine you want to track attendance. You want to make sure that's checked. And then I'll show you the advanced groups classes screen here in a bit. But this is what allows you to move a whole bunch of people, say from first grade to second grade, within the database without you having to go through each individual person within the database. And additional information, as you can see, some of the ones we have set up here: participated well, brought friends, studied lessons. You can set up other ones like did homework, brought Bible, brought offering. When you enter the attendance, you can mark that on their individual records. Let's see here. And then, so that's the classes section. And I'll show you how doing these divisions and departments and categories and things like that affect reports, and how it makes it easier to find the things you're looking for, especially if you have a large amount of groups and classes. So from here, I showed you how to add the classes and everything. If you realize you made a typo on a particular class, say you wanted preschool Sunday SS to say preschool Sunday school, you click on it here, and then at the very bottom of the screen you click the edit groups classes, and then what that does is it highlights this a different way and allows you to change the name. And then once you're done typing it, you just click off and it changes it. And then you can also delete any groups or classes by highlighting it in the list here and then clicking the delete button, and it'll ask you, like, are you sure you want to delete that particular group? Say yes to delete it. Alright, let me show you how the different divisions and departments affect the report. So let's close out of this, and then click on attendance, or actually let's go to reports, attendance report. This is probably the best way to show you. So within this screen, it's going to show you all the different groups and classes that are listed. But say when I run the report, I only want, my elementary level Sunday school to show up. Up at the top here where it says Division Department Category, I would click on that drop down, and then you can see how the departments and categories we edit or created show up here. So if I just select Sunday School, all 6 classes I created show up. But then if I just do elementary, the 4 that I put into that elementary category show up. Let me uncheck events. It makes it a little bit easier to tell. So you have the 4, and then you can check all of them, and then say click print. No records to show. Let me, if we have any attendance. Okay, we don't have any attendance, but from here it would show you all the attendance on that. To add people to a particular group, you have a couple different ways to do that. If you want to do it, if you have like a list of kids you want to add like essentially at the same time, the quickest way is probably to click on attendance and then group classes, skills, interest, assignment. So you'd click on that. Then at the top of the screen, you have the option for all groups, classes. But if you click on the drop down, it'll show you the different departments and categories. Select elementary, and then below here it has all the ones that I put into the elementary category. So let's just kindergarten, Sunday school. And then on the left here, it shows you all the different people in the database, both members and visitors. So what you would then do is you can either type in somebody's name here at the top, and then it'll start highlighting them, and then you can either double click on their name to add it, or you can click on it to highlight it and then click the add button here. So let me just double click and add some people. And so all these people are now enrolled into the kindergarten Sunday school. The start date and end dates, so obviously Sunday school, at some point they'll go from one grade to another. So let's say the start date for this one was 2015, end date was, whoops. So, that way you can keep track of when somebody was in a particular class, when they started, when they ended, that sort of thing. So let me just save. And then if you add a bunch of people at once, it'll bring up this group's classes dates. So say I want to mass assign everybody the same date range. I can do that here. Click OK. And then everybody who I hadn't manually typed one in now has the start date and end date entered. So I saved that, and then I can close out. Right. And then say it's the end of the year and everybody who was in the kindergarten class now needs to go into the first, second grade class that we have in our database. So to move people from one group to another, go into special functions, advanced groups classes, and it'll ask you to make a backup of your data before advancing. I would always recommend making a backup um, before doing anything major with your data, and moving a whole bunch of people from one group to another. I would consider that pretty major. So then we just click OK. All right, and then that any group and class that I have that show on Advanced Groups Classes screen will show up here. And there's the kindergarten Sunday school. And I had to tell it which class I want them to advance to. So I click on the drop down, you see all the different groups. In this case, I want to advance them to the first, second grade Sunday school. Over here, there's the remove history checkbox. The remove history, what that does is once you move somebody from one group to another, it will delete the previous group history from their record. If you guys use the start date and end date feature within the groups and classes, I don't believe you need to remove the history. But if you don't use that, I would recommend removing the history, because then they will show up in both groups and classes and be active in both. Whereas the end date, once it's past, say, if I put the end date of 12/31/2016, once next year starts, it views them as having been in that group in the past, but they're no longer in it. So let me just, I won't have remove history checked since I gave everybody an end date. So then if I click advance at the top, it'll ask me if I want to save any changes, which I told it which class I want to go to. I said yes. So now it's showing me all 5 people who were in the kindergarten Sunday school as of today. And then if I use start date and end dates, I would put those here. So let me just put next year's date range. And then when I click OK, it will advance all 5 of those people from kindergarten to the first and second grade Sunday school. So I click OK, and then close out of that. And now if I go back into attendance, groups, classes, skills, interest, assignment, and then select the first, second grade, you can see all the people I advanced are now here, along with other people that were entered. But these 5 people were people I just advanced into that group and class. And then now let me show you how to track attendance for each group and class. So after you have everybody entered that you want into here, and you can then start tracking attendance for that particular group. So you click on attendance, click on attendance entry, and then here again you have the division department categories where you can help you filter down your groups and this little drop down below. So you can select the class. So in this case I'm going to do the first and second grade, since that's the people I just advanced to. And I select the date. And then now it is showing me all the kids who are entered into that database as of the July 3rd. And I can mark them present, And then you have the codes over here as well where, say they participated well, brought a couple of friends, and then they studied. And then you can close that. Once you have everything entered, you can then close out and that saves, or you can move on to the next class. All right. That is essentially the basics of setting up groups and classes, how to assign people to them, and then what you do with those. Let's see. Do you guys have any questions regarding the groups and classes function within Church Windows? Let's see if there's any questions that Kellyanne hasn't been able to answer yet. It looks like she's done a pretty good job of answering all the questions that have come in so far. Well, we're waiting to see if any more questions come in. Let me show you one more thing. Once you have people assigned to a group, you can run reports and labels and things like that. Only bring up those particular people. So you click on reports, go to groups, classes, and say I want labels for all the people who are in the first grade Sunday school. So I'd go to groups, classes, labels, and then this will bring up, a little pop-up that'll bring up all the different reports or all the different groups and classes I want to look at. So in the list, I can select first grade Sunday school, click OK, click plus selection to add it to our search criteria, and then next. And then it's going to show us all the different people who are in that class. And then let's just do one label per family. Avery Standard 5160. Then print. I now have labels for each member or each person in that. And then so say if I have something specifically to send out to them, labels, and then it's the same step for reports if I need like a quick head count or a quick list of all the people in a particular class. It's the same steps. Let me close out of that. Close out of that. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions come in. I'll give you guys another 15-20 seconds to finish typing up, and if you guys have any other questions, if you guys come up with any other questions or concerns after the webinar is over, you can always contact us at support@churchwindows.com, or you can call us at 1-800-533-5227 and get in contact with one of us support technicians, and we'll be glad to help out with any questions you have. All right. I'm not seeing more questions come in, so I'm just going to end the session here, and everybody have a good day. Thanks. Bye-bye.